Hey, ladies and gentlemen. I want the ladies to, it's pretty much as one for you. I know that some of you are raising children on your own. It is not easy. Okay. Look at the screen. Some of the men in the black community, and it's in all communities, but we have like an epidemic. Really, it's crazy. Look at the screen. Jeff Bezos' biological father gave up custody of him. Mm-hmm. And he was raised by another man. So Bezos, that last name, his mother had remarried. Um, but that's not his biological dad's name. His father gave up custody. Check out this clip here, fair use. It pretty much gives you the story. And look how he turned out. So some of these men walking away from the lives of their children, walking away from their responsibility, sometimes if they're going to be toxic, be some type of diabolical savage, robbing and killing and living off women, if they're so negative, it might be a good thing. So check it. Jeff Bezos, fair use. Let's start from the beginning. And here's his dad that signed away his rights.
Guess in a million, or should we say 27 billion? You would never guess in a million, or should we say 27 billion years, that this bicycle repairman is the long-lost biological father of Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon.com, the man who changed the way we shop. Look at 69-year-old Ted Jorgensen side by side with Bezos. They even share the same laugh. Until recently, Jorgensen had never even heard of Amazon. He doesn't even use a computer. Jorgensen says he still remembers the very last time he saw his son.
I was working in a Walmart, and I remember them coming to visit me for some reason. It was cold, and he had his little winter coat on. And I just remember him walking down the aisle coming to see me.
Jeff Bezos' mother, Jackie, and Jorgensen were teenagers when they got married in 1963. Back then, Jorgensen was a poor circus performer. Their son, Jeff, was born in 1964. After the marriage broke up, Jorgensen gave up custody. Jackie remarried Mike Bezos, who adopted Jeff and raised him as his own. Have you ever regretted that decision?
A big mistake. But at the time, I thought it was the best.
Jorgensen opened a bike shop and toiled away in obscurity for the next 40 years. Ted Jorgensen was working in his bike shop here in Phoenix, Arizona, when a biographer writing a book about Jeff Bezos came in with news that would change Ted's life forever. When the writer came in and told you that your son was Jeff Bezos, what was your reaction?
He asked me if I knew who Jeff Bezos was.
And what did you say?
I said, no, the name kind of sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Jorgensen lives in this modest house in a middle-class Phoenix suburb, far cry from Bezos' lakefront mansion in Seattle. Forbes magazine lists Bezos as America's 12th richest man, worth an estimated $27 billion.
27 billion, with a B.
Jorgensen's second wife of 26 years, Linda, says because Bezos is so rich and powerful, contacting him is difficult.
Because of who Jeff is, I think it's made an obstacle that wouldn't have been there had he been a garbage collector.
Bezos has made only one comment about his biological father. I've never met him. The only time I ever think about it is when a doctor asks me to fill out a form. Jorgensen is battling emphysema. He says he wants to see his son one last time before he dies. He says he doesn't want a penny from his son and just wants to apologize for what he calls the biggest mistake of his life. What would you say to him?
I just would like to tell him I used to change your diapers, and just see him, shake his hand and tell him he's really done a good job with his life.
So you saw it there yourself. You saw it there for yourself. He signed away his rights. Jeff Bezos. Never met him. The only time I think about it is when a doctor asked me to fill out a form. So, ladies, they want to get a baby mama's a lot of flack for the one who stayed. Maybe sometimes that's best. You don't know what your child could become. If it's a dusty or some derelict that's hanging around who's going to always bring you down, I know it may be hard, but you're better off raising your child without him. You just are. Honestly and truly. you are better off raising your child without a dust bucket. So the next time they come and you, oh, you child by yourself, and when you ain't got no man. Well, Jeff Bezos' mom remarried. Again, this guy signed his rights away, and look what he became. And you never know, a good man could be in your future. Stop and think. Sometime with these Dusties, again, Jason Adams, what's done is done. But what if the mother had kept her away from the child? More than likely, the child would be alive today if the mother had kept her away from her father. So imagine you have children raised in a home full of dysfunction, full of terror, all kind of abuse. That child may not realize their true potential. Okay? So Bezos' dad signed away his rights, and look how Bezos' life turned out. His mom remarried, became a success. So sometimes raising a kid may be challenging. You don't know what your child can become. So sometimes if the person is not going to be an asset, they're going to be a liability, maybe it's best that they, the words of Fleetwood Mac, go your own way. Maybe it's best you go your own way. So yeah, his father wasn't there for him. So don't be surprised. You're raising your kids now. These dust buckets come up years later. They don't have any kind of retirement plan. Might be just getting up out of jail again. Look up. The child becomes a success, becomes a surgeon, a business owner. Could be in a fortune, could be a VC, could be a developer. Then here come that dust. So I wanted to just kind of share this with you. Jeff Bezos' dad signed over the rights. Let you know he didn't want a parent. All this time, didn't even keep up with the child, not knowing who the man is. And look how he turned out. So if a man is not positive, if he's going to bring drama and trauma to you, what will he bring to his children? Again, my heart goes out to Jason Adams. It was reported that her father did not regularly visit her. Probably one of those drop-ins. And the one time the mother lets him visit, well, not the one time, but think, she lets him visit, go with him, and look what happens. So they want to holler about, you won't let him see his kids, you won't let him see kids. Let's get to the real reason. Don't try to make it so simple. What's been going on? What's really been going on? Well, I decided to walk away, and it's been like 5 years. Now, there are some instances where some women I know, they become a little bitter, a little hurt, it didn't work out, and it's not right to use your kid as a weapon. We know that. But let's not pretend that all these baby daddies, all these fathers are doing the right thing. Some of them might stop in once or twice a year. And you want to complain, well, I haven't seen a kid in 3 or 5 years. I want to see my kid, not a kid in high school. Hey, your son's doing great in basketball. Or, hey, your daughter's doing great in track. Might go, have an eye on the Olympics. Now you want to show up with your dust. And of course, blame it all on a woman. Yeah, blame it all on a woman. No other group does this, but this group right here, no other group of men perform this way. It's embarrassing. So something to think about. His father gave up the rights to him. Didn't want to be bothered, what it sounds like to me. And wow, look how it turned out. So thanks for watching. I look forward to your comments. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I'm